what stress is. What do you understand by stress? What do you understand by stress?
Stress is the extra force added to pronounce a particular syllable of a word.
All right, extra force, yes, added to pronounce a particular syllable of a word. All right. Okay. Any other attempt? Any other attempt? You notice that when we are pronouncing words, we are pronouncing words, bisyllabic words, polysyllabic words, there are some syllables that we pronounce with extra force. We increase our pitch while pronouncing, and there are some syllables that we spend more time pronouncing. Now, those syllables are usually the stressed syllables. But in your exam, um, you are going to be asked questions. You are going to see some words, and you'll be asked to identify the stress level. And using the way we pronounce words locally here in Nigeria will not help you. So today we are going to be learning some strategies that will help you in answering questions on stress pattern. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Strategies that will help you in answering questions on stress pattern. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. When we talk about all right, so when we talk about syllable stress, syllable stress is the art of placing pressure on a particular syllable of a word. When we place pressure on a particular syllable of a word, a stress level is the syllable of a word that is louder than the rest of the syllables of that particular word. Now, let's take for example, we have water. Water. Which of the syllables is louder? Which of the syllables is louder? Water. Which one do you think is louder than? We have to. Yes. War. War is louder. So great. Great. That is level. The first level is the loudest level. So that is the stressed level. So that's what level stress is all about, or stress pattern is all about. Well, there are some rules that you have to obey while answering questions on stress pattern or syllable stress. Now you're going to learn those rules one by one. I believe we already understand how we've learned and we can identify vowel sounds in words correctly, right? You've understood vowel sounds because if you are still confused about identification of vowel sounds, you will find it difficult to um, be able to stress words correctly. So I want to believe that we know vowel sounds, how to identify vowel sounds and words. So our knowledge, we are going to apply it in answering questions on stress pattern. All right. So the first thing we have to do is to, okay, let's start with um, types of vowel sounds, okay, as it relates to syllable stress. Now we have two types of vowel sounds when it comes to stress. We have weak vowel sounds and we have strong vowel sounds. Have you heard anything like that before? Have you heard about the weak vowel sounds and the strong vowel sounds before? Do you know about the weak vowel sounds and the strong vowel sounds? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you understand by weak vowel sounds? Can you give me examples of weak vowel sounds? Can you give me examples of the weak vowel sounds? All right. Now, there are three weak vowel sounds in English. Okay, there are three weak vowel sounds in English, and they include the schwa sound is the chief. The schwa sound, you know what the schwa sound is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the schwa sound is the chief. That's number one. Then, all right. Then the short u sound, the short u sound, and the short e sound. The schwa sound, the short u sound, and the short e sound. Now, these are the three we vowel sounds we have in English. Now, this your knowledge about the we vowel sounds will especially help you in answering questions on words that have to do with bisyllables. In WASC and in Jamb, they will ask you to choose the one that has a different stress pattern or the one that is stressed on the first level. All right, they'll list words. You have a list of words, and you'll be asked to choose the one that has a different stress pattern, or they'll ask you to choose the one that has a stress on the first level or on the second level. So your knowledge of the we vowel sounds is what will help you in answering such question. Now let's go to how to identify um okay how to identify stress level of bisyllabic words. What I mean by bisyllabic words? What do you understand by bisyllabic words?
What do they have two syllables? Two
W-
syllables.
Yes, words that contain two syllables, just like we saw water. Water has two syllables. Water has two syllables. All right, words that contain two syllables. Now, the first rule when it comes to answering questions on bisyllabic words, you have to understand the part of speech of that particular word. That's number one thing you have to do. Understand the part of speech of that word. I believe you must have been taught this. Now, if the word is a noun, if the word is a noun, the stress will go to the first level. Did you get that? What did I say?
If the word is a noun, the stress go to the first syllable.
Yeah. If the word is a noun, that is a bisyllabic word. When you have a bisyllabic word that is a noun, the stress will go to the first level. If it's a verb, the stress will go to the second level. That's a doing word, an action word. If it's a verb, the stress will go to the second level. And if it's an adjective, the stress will be on the first level. If it's maybe a preposition, the stress will go to the second syllable. All right. So this is how to stress two syllabic words, that's bisyllabic words. So now, having known this, there are exceptions, and this is where jam makes it tricky for students because they already understand that many people know that words that are nouns, bisyllabic words that are nouns, should be stressed on the first level. So they try to make it tricky. How do they make it tricky? They will bring words like July. They'll bring words like cement. You know, they'll bring some words that are really nouns, words that are nouns, and those nouns contain the weak vowel sound in the first level. All right. Now that's why I said it's important for us to understand the weak syllables and the strong syllables. The weak vowel sounds and the strong vowel sounds first. Now we have a bisyllabic word, and the first level of that bisyllabic word is has a weak vowel sound, if the first level of that bisyllabic word has a weak vowel sound, then the stress will move to the second syllable if the second syllable has a strong vowel sound, if the word is a noun. Now let me repeat what I just said. Let me repeat what I just said. We have a word that has two syllables, that's a bisyllabic word, and you look at that word is a noun, right? Now the stress should go to the first level. That's the primary thing we know. Okay. Now a situation where the first level of that word contains either a sure sound, short e sound, or short u sound, and the second syllable contains a strong vowel sound, the stress will no longer be on the first syllable but move to the second syllable. Let's take, for example, the word July. July, all right? July, July. Now, July has U sound, short U sound in the first syllable. July has short U sound in the first syllable, all right? And in the second syllable, it has I. I is a strong vowel sound. Excuse me. I is a strong vowel sound. I is a strong vowel sound. So this one of the stress, July is the name of a month. Is it a noun or a verb? What is a noun? So
No.
yeah, it's a noun. So ordinarily we should stress it on the first level. But July has short O sound in the first level. So the stress will not be on the first level. All right, it will move to the second level. Another example is this word cement. Cement. All right, cement. Cement has sure sound. You can pronounce cement. You can pronounce cement. It has sure sound in the first syllable, and the second syllable. Cement is the name of a thing, so it's a noun. But the stress is not on the first level, but on the second syllable, because the first level contains a weak vowel sound. All right, now let's look at words, bisyllabic words. Let me get some bisyllabic words. Some bisyllabic words like okay, nation. Okay, let's start. Hospital, hospital, hospital. All right. Sorry, hospital has three syllables. No. Nation, nation, nation. All right, nation. Nation has two syllables. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it has two syllables. And is it a noun or a verb? Now, so stress goes to the first, yeah, first level. Stress goes to the first level. Now let's look at this word, comfort. 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 Comfort, is it a noun or a verb or an adjective? What is it?
A noun.
Is a noun. Good. Yes. Good is a noun. All right. Comfort is a noun. It's the name of a state of being. So comfort is a noun. The stress on the first syllable. All right, because it's a noun. Okay. Can you see my screen?
No, ma'am. No.
Oh, okay. 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 Bisyllabic words are words with two syllables. For example, gospel, willing, ruler, lantern, etc. Now, the easiest way of identifying the syllable with the primary stress in a bisyllabic word, you can also call it disyllabic word, is by first checking the word if it's a noun, a verb, adjective, or a preposition. Now, if it's a noun or an adjective, the stress will be on the first level, except when the first level is a prefix or has a sure sound. Examples include gospel, seldom, ruler, table, etc. Notice that gospel is a noun, stress on the first level. Seldom, what is it? A noun, an adjective.
Adjective.
Is an adjective. Seldom is an adjective. So the stress is on the first level. Ruler, first level, and table, first level. Okay. Okay, they have the stress on the first level because they are nouns. Now, their first level are not prefixes, and also, like I said, do not contain the weak vowel sound. Okay, they do not contain the short sound. Not just the short sound, plus other weak vowel sounds like oo or e sound. Okay, so that is it. Then, like I said, if the word is a verb, if the word is a verb, the stress or a preposition, the stress goes to the second level. Examples include remove. Remove. To remove is a, what is it? Remove, is it an action word? Is a verb. So stress will move to the second level. Reduce, employ, research, these are doing words. Stress move to the second level. Okay, now that's the basic thing you should know about stressing by syllabic words. Okay, do you have a question?
Okay, good.
I didn't hear you. Please, can you say what you said again? I don't know. I can't hear what you're saying if you're saying something. Can anyone hear her? Can anyone hear her? Okay, so maybe you should type. When you type, someone can read for us to hear, okay? All right, so like I said, um, prepositions, verbs are stressed. Prepositions, verbs are stressed on the second syllable. Okay, second syllable. Yes. Please type. Type. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Good morning. Thank you. Okay. Mm. All right. Thank you. So the class is already on. Okay. Just join us and listen to what we are doing here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Please type whatever your question. If you have a question, please type it. Okay. If you have a question, please type it. Type it. We can read it because I can't hear what you're saying, and um, the more we waste, the more we spend time. So please type it. Now let's move to polysyllabic words. Do you have any questions on how to stress? Okay, I think we should attempt questions. Let's attempt. All right, ask your question. What can you repeat? Bisyllabic sounds. I don't understand. Weak vowel sounds. Okay, weak vowel sounds. They are called unaccent. Listen, let me explain. Just from the word weak, it means that they are not um as strong as the other vowel sound. They are mostly unaccented when you have a strong vowel sound in the same word with them. Like you rush over them when you're pronouncing them in a word that has in a bisyllabic word that has a strong vowel sound. When you have a bisyllabic word that has a strong vowel sound, you rush over them and while pronouncing that particular syllable. So that's what we vowel sound is all about. Okay. Now I want us to answer. Let's see. Let's see if we can answer a question on stress pattern. What stress? Okay, classroom pattern. Okay, good. Now all of these options, they all contain two syllables. Okay. In this question, identify the word that has a different stress pattern from the others. All right. We have classroom, we have brother, we have program, and we have July. Which one is correct?
D.
Did you say D or B?
B.
B. All right.
D.
D. Okay.
D.
D. All right. Now let's look at the words. We have classroom. Now classroom is a compound word. All right. Classroom is a compound word, and just like the same knowledge we use in answering questions, answering questions on bisyllabic words is also what we're going to use to answer this question, to identify the stress level in this compound word. Now, classroom is a noun and the stress is on the first syllable. Brother is a noun as well and the stress is on the first syllable. Brother, you know the sound that is found in the O that is in brother, right? You know the sound that is found in O that is in brother. I've taught you people when I was teaching you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. So
Yes, ma'am.
what sound is there? What sound is it? O or A?
Oh,
Thank you. It's not
it's
O.
short of
Is is
okay.
brother.
My
Is good. Is the sound that looks like an inverted V. That's the sound you find in brother. All right. Please, this is one of the common exam traps. Please know this. Some of those words that I gave you a list of words that contain letter O, where the O is not pronounced O but A. I gave you examples, so please study those examples. Study them. They are common exam traps that you find in Jamb and WASC. All right, brother, we have R sound in O. We have schwa sound in R. So even without even either way, okay, either way, you still stress it in the first level. As in now, you stress on the first level. If you look at it again, the first level is this level that contains a strong vowel sound. The second level contains the schwa sound, which makes it unable to have the stress. Okay, so anywhere you have anywhere you have the schwa sound, any syllable that contains a schwa sound is always unaccented. It cannot be stressed. You cannot stress it. All right. So brother is stressed on the first level. Program on the first level. July, July. We've already seen this word. We've already seen this word July. I already know why the stress is on the second syllable. All right. So option D is the correct answer. July. Jews, short O sound, and I, which is a strong vowel sound. So July, the stress is on lie, not June. All right, despite July being a noun. Is that understood? Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this one has okay. This one has two and three syllables. Let's check another one. We'll still come back to it. All right. Okay. Now let's look at this. In this question, identify the word that has the stress on the first level. We have resist, we have intact, we have confirm, we have salon. Which one is correct? Which one has the stress on the first level? First syllable, first syllable. Is it resist? Is it intact? Is it confirm? Is it salon? Which one is correct? Which one has the stress on the first level?
Intact.
Okay, why did you choose intact? Why? You have to.
I choose
Oh,
salon.
okay. Now, the person that chose intact, you must have a reason for choosing an answer. Okay. You
Sorry, my salon.
okay. Okay. All right. The correct answer is salon. All right. Now let's see why salon is the correct answer. Why A, B, C are incorrect. Okay. Now we have resist. Okay, resist. You already know that is a verb, right? So stress will go to the second level. Resist, stress will go to the second level. And we have intact. Okay, intact is an adjective, right? It's an adjective, and I told you that an adjective should be stressed on the first level. But look at this word closely. Should it still be stressed on the first level? Looking at the two levels, look and tell me why the stress is not on the first level.
Wait, where did you say the stress syllable is? The stress.
I just asked you a question and asking me the same question. I said the stress is on the second syllable, and I'm asking why is it not on the first syllable?
Not because it is not a noun or an adjective, and then there is no quick sound in the second.
Now wait. My thought that they don't stress suffixes or prefixes.
Yes, they don't stress affixes, prefixes, and suffixes. That's the
But
major thing.
closely, not a.
Hmm?
My that closely, the stress not meant to be on the first.
In what?
In that closely, is the stress not meant to be on the first?
Closely. We have option A, resist, which is a verb, and there is no affix, there is no suffix, there's no prefix in this word. Resist. That's a root word. You know what an affix is?
I choose my asking.
Okay.
But you were asking the question, you are like, in that one closely, why is the stress
I
on
said
the
intact.
second and not
Intact. Option B is intact. I said look closely. Look closely. Like look
Hey!
look closely and
Okay,
tell
ma.
me
I
why.
thought you were talking about.
No, I said look closely and tell me why intact is stressed on the second level.
Okay, ma, thank you, thank you. I thought you meant like we are looking at closely, like
No,
closely is the
no,
word
no,
you are showing.
no, no,
Okay, thank you.
no. All right, so why does intact have a stress on
The
tact?
second, the second
Because
Now listen.
My
Enter
second syllable has a long vowel.
strong vowel, not long. Strong.
I said long vowel.
Yeah, it doesn't have a long vowel. Tact there is short R sound that you find in intact. Ah, short R sound. That's what you have there, not long. Okay, so you can say it has a strong vowel. That's what it has, not long vowel. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Intact, intact. The letter A, the sound you have there is short R sound. You know what short R sound is now, right? Don't you know what short R sound is?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the sound you find in intact. All right. In so let me just explain it. Intact is an adjective. Like, an adjective is a word that tells more about a noun. Let's say that my food is intact. It tells you more about my food. All right. So this should be stressed on the first level. But this word intact is not stressed on the first level. And the reason is because N has short E sound. Remember, there are three weak vowel sounds: the schwa sound, the short U sound, and the short E sound, not the long E sound, short E sound. The schwa sound, the short U sound, and the short E sound. These are three weak vowel sounds that we have. All right. Now, intact is an adjective, but it's stressed on the second syllable because the first syllable in has a stress on, sorry, has a weak vowel sound in n. Okay, the a sound you have there is a weak vowel sound. So for you to really do well in stress pattern, please take vowel sounds seriously. You have to really learn how to identify vowel sounds in words. That's the number one thing. Before you think of learning syllable stress or stress pattern, please learn vowel sounds. Learn how to identify vowel sounds in words, because without that, you'll find it difficult. All right, confirm use original is a doing word, so it's on the second syllable. So sullen is the correct answer. Okay, did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mhm. Okay. This one has three syllables, but I think we can still try it. Okay. In this question, choose the word that has a different stress pattern from others. We have suffer, we have blackboard, we have success, we have calendar. All right. Now, suffer, where should it be stressed? Is a two-syllable word. Suffer,
I think the
suffer
bar should be stressed on the first.
on the first. Good, good. Um, blackboard, where should it be stressed?
On the first.
Okay, now, there's something I need you to learn here. Okay, let's leave it there. I will explain later. Success, where should it be stressed?
Second.
Why?
My success, I think is the
Success, where should it be stressed?
My take is on the first.
Success is stressed on the first. First of all, success is a noun. Success is a noun. Okay, so stress and R sound is not U, it's not short U sound. The sound we have there is R, right? It's not U. We are talking about pronunciations. We're not talking about letters here, all right? Success, not success. Like if it was success, then that's when you said that they use U letter there has a short U sound, but it is not, it doesn't have the short U sound, it has the R sound. Okay, so it's success. Okay, what about calendar? Calendar has three syllables. Okay, now three syllable words that three syllable words that are nouns are also stressed on the first level. Three syllable words that are nouns are stressed on the first level. Okay, now that's why I said I'll we come back to blackboard. Okay, now blackboard is a noun and it should be stressed on the first level. All right, and somebody asked me something before. I think I thought suffixes and prefixes are not stressed, right? That was what somebody asked before. The suffixes and prefixes are not stressed. Now, this blackboard, black here, is a prefix added to board. Is a prefix added to board. Despite it being a noun, the main word is board. So is a prefix added to board. So the stress is on board, not on black, because black is telling you about the board. I don't know if you understood. Is it confusing?
No,
So why the silence? Blackboard. Now, when you have um, a compound word, a compound word is a word that is made up of two syllables. Okay. Now, first you have to check the main word. Okay, of that word, the main word of that particular word. Now, if the word is a noun, okay, the stress should always be on the first level. But you have to also check if the word that starts that particular compound noun is the main word. If it's not the main word, okay, the stress will not be on the first level, but on the second level, on the word that's the main word. Let's take, for example, um, mm, I'm trying to think of okay, this is xenophobia. There's a question I'm trying to remember from the past questions, but xenophobia, xenophobia. Okay, that's false levels. Phobia is not a compound word. All right, so that's just how to identify compound words. You have to learn identify identify the stress level of a compound word. Now, if the compound word is a noun, the first thing you have to know that it's going to be on the first level. But you also have to check if that compound word, if the first word of that compound word is not a prefix. If it's a prefix, it will not be stressed. It will not be stressed. Right, let's see if we can find another. I believe we should have understood how to identify the stress level of bisyllabic words now, right? So we can move to another thing. All right. So let's move to another one. Okay, let's go to polysyllabic words. Let's go to polysyllabic words. Now, there are different ways of identifying the stress level of polysyllabic words. Now, first, you have to know how to identify the root word of a word. Do you know what I mean by root word? Do you know what I mean by root
and
word?
the main one of and the main word there.
Good, good,
The
good.
word that has to
Yes, the word before the prefixes and suffixes, the word before the affixes. Okay, that's the root word. Okay. Now, in stress, okay, in stressing a word, you have to consider the root word. That's where your attention should be. Ignore affixes, ignore prefixes, ignore suffixes. You have to ignore them. You have to pay attention on the root word. All right. Now, when you have, let's take for example, the word hospitalization. Hospitalization. All right. Now, the root word of hospitalization is not hospital, it's hospitalized. When you are answering question, when you want to identify the stress, the root word of hospitalization, you have to look at hospitalized. Now, hospitalized, the root word is hospital. All right. So that's how to identify the root word. You have to first learn how to identify the root word of a polysyllabic word. Now, after you've learned that, the next thing you have to do is to learn terminations. I believe you must have been taught how to identify polysyllabic words, the stress level of a polysyllabic word based on their terminations. Have you been taught that? Those of you in SS3, I believe you must have been taught, right? What I mean by terminations, like what I mean by terminations, like words that end with TION should stress the second step from the end. Words that end with ATE should stress the third step. Have you not been taught something like that?
We
Ye-
have been taught.
Okay, all right. So now, since you have been taught, that makes the work easier. Now, okay, so give me the terminations that I should stress on the penultimate level. That is second level from the end. Okay, what are the terminations that should make me stress a word on the penultimate level? Tell me now. Hmm? Okay. So where should I stress a word that ends with TION?
The word before TION.
The syllable before TION. Where should I stress a word that ends with IC?
The syllable before it.
Okay. What about a word that ends with ATE?
The syllable before it.
ATE. Hmm? ATE.
First syllable.
First syllable of the word.
Yes, ma'am.
So no matter the length of the word, it should be first level. Okay. Let's look at this word intricate. Intricate has three levels. Intricate. Let's look for a word that ends with ATE that has first levels. Um Word duplicates, yes, stress on first, which is third level from the end. Um intricate. Intricate, okay. Um I just want to see if I remember any word that has more than three levels. So the safer thing, on to be on the safer side, I would say you can research on it. Stress the third level from the end of the word. Third level from the end. What about words that end with PHY? What about words that end with PHY? What about words that end with PHY? Are you still there? Words that
Yes,
end
ma'am.
words that end with PHY?
Philosophy.
Yeah. Where should you stress it?
In the PHU.
All right. Now, philosophy. Philosophy. So where should they stress it?
Law.
Law, good. Thoughts level from the end. Thoughts level from the end. Now, words that end with ty, gy, phy, cy, ate, okay, um, are stressed on the thoughts level from the end. Stress them on the thoughts level from the end. Phy,
Please call them again.
ty, gy, phy, cy, ate, ty, gy, phy, cy, ate. Please stress the thoughts level from the end. From the end, just like philosophy. Phi is the sorry, yeah, philosophy. That's last. Phi is the phi is the last. Philo philosopher so is the second from the end. Then law is the third from the end, right? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, like democracy, okay, democracy. Now you count the third level from the end, cy, the second level from the end, cra, then third level from the end, mo, democracy. Okay, so um, py, ty, gy, photography. Okay, you have seen phy. Okay, cy, intimacy, intimacy, intimacy. Now you count three levels back. Intimacy, three levels, which will be on the second level of the word. Okay, intimacy. So the stress is on ma. So that's it. So words that end with words that end with ian, okay, ial, ic, sion, cion, tion, ious, uous, ient. Okay, stress should be on the second level from the end. Okay, the penultimate level. Now, for those of you who may want to study English in the university, okay, the second level from the end is called penultimate. Then the third level from the end is called anti-penultimate. All right. So it's stress on the penultimate level from the end, second level from the end. All right. So when the word ends with ian, ial, ic, sion, tion, ious. Are you writing them down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. ISHUOUSIENT. Stress the penultimate level. Okay, second level from the end. Second level from the end.
The one that end at this one
Hmm?
you're calling.
Yes. TIONSION IOUS IOUS IENT ISH. Stress the penultimate level, second level from the end. All right, there's another thing I need to let you know. Okay, now this is common in past questions. Words that end with dental, dental. Words that end with dental, like accidental. All right. Words that end with dental or mental, like environmental, segmental, fundamental. Words that end with dental, words that end with mental. Okay, you should stress men or then. That's this second step from the end. You should stress men or um men, that's in mental, or then, that's in dental. Words that end with dental, words that end with mental, stress men or stress then. All right, like in accidental, just stress then. In which other word ends with with dental, 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 dental? Can you remember another word that ends with dental?
What the end mental.
Then, dental, then. Let's start with then. Then. Okay, now let's not waste time, but just know that when you have a word that ends with dental, okay, the stress is gonna be on then. Then, and we have a word that ends with mental, mental. Okay, I know there are, you have a plethora of words that end with mental. Okay, just know that it's gonna stress men, men. All right, men, mental. Gonna stress men. Are you together?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Hmm,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now we are talking about words that end with ate. And see what I told you, that you don't have to say that a word that ends with ate should be stressed on the first level, because let's say for example you have the word interrogate. Interrogate is stressed, has first levels. Interrogate, first levels, okay, and the stress is on the third level from the end and not on the first level of the word. There are words that end with 80, although we have many more words that end with that many more words that end with 80 that have trace levels, but there are words that have first levels that still end with 80. So you're gonna stress the second antepenultimate level, the second level from the end. Just like in the word interrogate, the stress is on TER. Stress on TER, okay, not on IN. All right. We have more examples like typography, biology, democracy, professional, entity, etc. All right. Okay. Now, for words that contain, we have learned today about the weak vowel sounds. We have learned today how to stress based on part of speech, bisyllabic words based on part of speech. And we have also learned today how to stress words based on the terminations. Now, what about words? The words that end, there are three, there are words that may not, that are polysyllabic, that may not end with any of these terminations, right? Is that correct? There are words, okay, I've given some nominations that will guide you um in stressing polysyllabic words, but it's not every polysyllabic word that ends with any odd with these terminations. There are words that do not end with these terminations that are giving you today. Is that correct? Hmm? Talk to me now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what do you do? What do you do in a situation like that? Yes, and please, yes, include, I forgot this. Please, dental, mental, and even mental, okay? Dental, mental, and mentary. Mentary, like complimentary,
Okay,
documentary,
ma'am.
and please, dental, mental, mentary. So,
What does share? Then confidential.
confidential ends with IA.
second syllable from the end.
So it's still on there. All right. It's still on there.
Okay, ma.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I was talking about words that do not end with any of these terminations. So when you find yourself in a situation like that, what you have to do is to employ all your knowledge on stress pattern, employ them in tackling such question. Now, first of all, you ask yourself, how many syllables does this word have? It doesn't have two syllables. It's a polysyllabic word. Fine. Now, it doesn't end with any of this. Look for the root word of that particular word. Can I get a root word from this word? Can I get a root word from this word? All right. Now, if you can get a root word from the word, that is, if the word if the word does not contain any of the terminations I've given you, ask yourself, can I get a root word from this word? Now, when you look for the root word, the root word can be bisyllabic. It can be bisyllabic. The one is bisyllabic. Then you employ your knowledge on how to identify the stress level of a bisyllabic word. Okay, you employ knowledge on how to identify this the stress level of a bisyllabic word. That's what you do. Now, if you have a word that has stress levels, okay, a root word that has stress levels. Now you also have to employ part of speech. Also have to employ part of speech to answer such questions. Okay, like nouns are usually stressed on the not all the time though, but um most times stressed on the first syllable, verbs stressed on the second syllable. That just it, okay? First level, second syllable, nouns first level. If it's three syllables, first level nouns, second syllable verbs. That is just, and third syllables are usually have the schwa sound, so they're usually not stressed. So just employ knowledge on all you've learned about stress pattern. When you have a termination that is not among these ones you have learned today. All right. Are we together?
No, ma. No, ma.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Can we take a practical example of that the stress pattern that is not classified? That could be used.
Sorry, I didn't get you. I was locked out. What did you say, sir?
I'm sorry, man. Sorry, man. You are unstoppable. The system will knock you out. You will find your way in. That is the mindset or the mentality of a champion. I celebrate you. What I'm saying is, I got you say that if paraventure reading, this stress pattern, the sample cited are not the one given in an exam situations, how they'll be able to navigate their way to find what exactly the answer is, the intricacies in getting the correct answer.
All right.
So now can we expand it with an example that may not be
We are going to do that when we answer past questions because that's what we do next.
Okay, past question.
Yes.
Good, excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
So, any questions?
I also see this opportunity to employ all these students that are writing exam. Maybe those who are not even writing exam. Remember, the key vision is to build capacity, mastery. I implore you to ask questions, interrupt attention, so that you can ask questions. Do you know the reason why you don't ask questions? You might be having a divided attention. once you have a concentrated attention, there is that surety that you must come across. And again, basically, when she finished going through this class, you need to revise it. Go through any of your textbooks, English, revise it. Why I solicit for her to give us the material. But I beg you, and all these things we're doing. The other one you sent it to Telegram. I would have preferred easy. I can move it from Telegram to WhatsApp, but I would have preferred WhatsApp. I want to find a way the children can have this material and then thoroughly revise and then take it serious. You're writing exam, you're not writing exam, it doesn't mean every one of you should be in the same page. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any question? Nobody's asking questions.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, now let me.
Lisa, Lisa, wait, mother, let's personalize something. The person that even made comment. Lisa, if they give you 10 questions from this area, will you answer them 10 over 10?
Yes.
Yes. It's okay. Mother, when are we coming for the question time?
We're just waiting for. Just waiting for us to finish talking so you can go to the questions now. That's the next thing to do.
Okay, Lisa will answer 10 questions out of it. She get it. She will rest assured that she will have a jumbo snacks, a jumbo, what would I call it? Special refreshment. Over to you, madam. Over to Lisa.
So this one is not the only one in this class. So everybody, please. Okay.
No, Melissa, I'll retreat. I'm just joking. I'm just playing with. I want to play with this. Thank you, very much. Everybody, pay attention to the question and participate generally. Thank you.
Okay. So let's go. In this question, let's find the word that has a different stress pattern from the others. The word that has a different stress pattern from the others. We have administrative, we have temperamental, we have circulation, we have consideration. Now, who can give me the correct answer? Try.
Between temperamental and administrative.
Okay. A is correct. Who said A? Good. Administrative is correct. Now, why is it A? Now, let me explain. You know, I did not give you a termination, IVE termination, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, before you get administrative, what do you have?
Administrate.
Administrate ends with what?
ATE.
And where do you stress a word that ends with ATE?
On the third.
So where should it be stressed now? Administrate. Now from straight. Administrate. Yes, mean. Good. All right, so now let's look at the other options. Temperamental ends with mental. So it should be stressed on men, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Circulation ends with TRON. Yes. Circulation ends with TRON. So it should be stressed on second level from the end, which is LA. Yeah. Consideration, the same thing. So administrative is the correct answer. Okay. We looked at this one.
Why, ma? Let me join in the class. Why, ma? So that the person that gets it right should be able to know beyond reasonable. That's what's called proof beyond reasonable
We've already explained it. Okay. Now I said um administrative ends with IVE, and it's not one of the terminations that I gave them. Okay, we don't have a word. I did not give it IVE termination. So what you do is to look for the root word of administrative. And what's the root word of administrative? Administrate. And I gave you a termination ATE. Administrate ends with ATE. Now, when a word ends with ATE, where should you stress? Third syllable from the end. Then you count three syllables from administrate, three syllables from the back, from eight back. So the stress will be on mean. That's why option A. See, option A has a stress on mean, not on second syllable from the end. Temperamental has a stress on men, which is second syllable from the end. Circulation has a stress on LA, which is second syllable from the end. Consideration has a stress on RA, which is second syllable from the end. Consideration ends with TION, and one ends with TION, you should stress the second syllable from the end, RA. Circulation ends with TION, the same thing. At men, temperamental, I just told you that when a word ends with men, you should stress on men. Men is the second syllable from the end. So that's why, sir.
It's very, very explicit. It gives a downward root foundation. If you capture this, none of such kind of issues will come. They just take it over the mouth. Thank you, man. Okay, building capacity.
All right, we've answered this one. All right, let's look at this one. Misread. Each in this question, identify the word that has the stress on the first syllable. First syllable. Okay, misread, reassign, competent, compel. This one is correct.
Competent.
Great job, great job, great job. Competent. Good, 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 good. Competent. Why is it competent?
Because first one is read is there's an affix, second one an affix.
Okay.
Then compel is a verb, or competent is
An
an
adjective.
adjective.
Yes, an adjective. Yes. And should be stressed where? On the first syllable. Good. Good job. All right. Is anyone who doesn't understand how competent is a correct answer? Hmm? Is there anyone who doesn't understand why competent is a correct answer? Okay.
No ma.
We've answered this one. Okay. Convenient. Contribute. Okay. Choose the word contribute. Embarrass. Madam. All right. So which one is correct? Convenient, contribute, embarrass. Embarrass. This word is embarrass. Embarrass.
Ma is madam.
Okay. Okay. Any other attempt? Any other attempt? Any other attempt? It's the only Lisa that is in this class.
My own is
Madam. All right. Let's see why madam is correct. Yes, madam is correct. Now, let's see why madam is correct. Convenient. IENT. When a word ends with IENT, where should you stress?
second from the end.
Second.
Syllable.
Yes. So it's just taken from the end. Now contribute. Contribute. We don't have. All right. All right. Now I gave you a list of words. Now when a word ends with IENT, okay, I told you to jot down. IENT is there. I said when a word ends with IENT, you should stress the second syllable from the end. And this word is convenient. convenient. So this is on V. Is that understood now?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you did not write it down,
Yes,
that's a
ma'am.
problem. All right, contribute. Contribute. All right, now we don't have UTE as a termination, right?
So
We
it's a
don't
verb.
use a verb, so it's still on TRI. Okay, embarrass. Embarrass. Still a verb,
A
right?
verb.
Yes.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
madam. Madam is what?
A noun.
Okay. So as well, option D is correct. We looked at this. Have we looked at this? Have you seen this one? No.
No, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Please. No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. They have comment. We have dismiss. We have intact. We have confused. Five syllable course. All right.
Comment.
Okay. Any other attempt? Any other attempt? Oh, okay. Now let's see. Let's see. Option A. The correct answer is option A. Comment. Comment is a noun. The name of a thing. Comment. And the stress is on COM. Comment. Com. That's where the stress is. Now, dismiss. Dismiss is a verb. And stress will go where? Second syllable. Intact. We've looked at this word before. Intact. Intact has a sound, strong vowel sound, and second syllable and is. Now, please let me not forget. Now, please, when you have weak vowel sounds, okay, in a word, let's say you have a word that has weak vowel sound plus a sure sound, all right. Now, you don't have to consider the part of speech or anything. Please stress that one that has the other weak vowel sound, whether it's U or E, because sure sound is never ever ever stressed. Okay, it's an offense. In short, is a punishable offense. It's a crime. It's a crime to stress sure sound. Are you following? Are you together?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a crime to stress sure sound. Just in case you have a word that has, please turn off your mic. Just in case you have a word that has two syllables, and those two syllables contain two weak vowel sounds. Okay, if one of them is a sure sound, please stress the other one that does not contain the sure sound. All right. Now, if the two of them have weak vowel sounds, you have to use another method to identify the stress level, which is the part of speech method. Just like we have in dismiss. Dismiss has two weak vowel sounds, e in two of them, two short e sound, and two of them are weak vowel sounds. So we have to use um the strategy of part of speech to identify the stress level. So that's why dismiss, which is a verb, is stressed on the second syllable. Intact is an adjective, but because in has short e sounds, tact has strong vowel sound. So the stress goes to tact, the second syllable. Confuse. Okay, if I want to confuse you, I want to do something to you. if I want to confuse, not confused. When I say confused, it's now an adjective. So when I say I'm confused, it means as in it's describing me. All right, it becomes an adjective. But this is confused, confused. So when I confuse you, I did something to you. Okay, so it's a doing word, and that makes it a verb, and that makes it to have its stress on the second syllable. Are you together? Right. Whew, okay. Okay. Let's answer this one. Commute. Just for the one that has the stress on the first level. Okay, the one that has the stress on the first level. Commute. There's a mistake here because this import should have either noun or verb attached to it, because import should either be a verb, it can also be a noun. Import, import is a verb, import is a noun. Okay, that's if we see import as a verb, right? That's if we see import bort as a verb. Okay, intend, export. Okay, exports, they identified it to be a noun, but this should also be identified as a verb. So they identified it to be a noun. Exports, commute, doing word, import, doing word, intend, doing word. So exports is a noun. So the stress um, is on the first level. The stress is on the first level. Is stress pattern becoming clearer to you? Is it becoming clearer to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. People fear stress pattern, and it's not that difficult. Once you learn and you can identify vowel sounds, okay, and employ these strategies that I've taught you today, you'll be able to answer questions. You'll be able to answer questions on stress pattern easily. Okay. This next one, in this question, choose one that has the same stress pattern as the given word. We ask meant. Option A, um, um, employ, employ as a noun. This there's a mistake because I don't know. I've not heard or know the word employ to be used as a noun. I don't know because I don't think it's correct. I don't think this is correct. Or has anyone heard the word employ, or has you ever read anywhere where employ is a noun? But I think there should be a mistake here. Employ is not a noun. Employ. When you employ someone, you did something. It's not a noun. So there's a mistake. Now let's employ is not a noun. Let's not waste our time on it. All right. Now let's look at the next one. We have typist. In this question, choose the option that has the same stress pattern as the given word. Okay. Option B, superb. Option C, refuse, and option D, propose. All right. Now, which one is correct?
Employ can be used as a noun.
I didn't get. You said? I didn't hear you.
Employ can be used as a noun.
Employ can be used as a noun. Okay. Thank
Yes,
you.
but
Okay. Can you make a sentence with it?
he is in the employ of the government. That means he works for the government.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. All right. Now let's answer this one. Typist. Okay. Typist. typist. Which one is correct? Which one is correct?
Rebel.
The thing is that this word can be used both as a noun as and as a verb, right? Well, you can rebel, you can be a rebel, right? Superb, superb, refuse, propose. So because they did not indicate noun or right now or verb beside any of them, so we're going to consider all of them. That's the way you should see it in your exam. You look at them as a verb. I look at them as verbs rather. Look at them as verbs. All right. Rebel as a verb, not rebel. Rebel, rebel. Refuse, propose, superb. You know, refused can be a verb, can also be a noun. Okay, like refuse. When it's refuse, which is sense spelling, it becomes a noun, right? Is that correct?
Yes, ma.
Mm. Now, okay, propose is a verb. So, rebel is not correct. So, it's a verb. We're looking at it as a verb, so it's not correct. So, which one is correct?
Superb.
Superb, superb. What do you think is correct?
Ma, I think superb is an adjective.
Okay. So, and there's another thing you
So
have to
it can be
consider. All right, superb is an adjective which should be stressed on the first level, right? But look at it closely. Notice that it has O sound, short O sound, and we have perb, er, er in the second syllable, which is a strong vowel sound. So the stress is not on you, it's not on su, it's on perb. All right, it's on perb, not on su. Okay. All right, let's look at this closely. Now, if you look at this one as rebel, if you look at it as rebel, the stress is on the second level. If you look at it as rebel, the stress is on the first level. Now, superb has its stress on the second level. Superb is pronounced the stress is on the second level. You can look it up in the dictionary. It's on the second level, and I think there should be an indication because they should indicate which one should be a verb, should be considered as a verb or as a noun. Now, if you look at this as refuse, the stress will be on the second level. If you look at it as refuse, the stress will be on the first level. Now, look at propose. Propose is a verb, so the stress is on the second level. So I think there's a mistake here. I think one of these options should be indicated as a noun. Okay, because not all of them now, if you look at all of them as verbs, they are on the second level. The stress in these words are on the second level, except there's anyone indicated to be a noun. So I don't know which one. So I think we should leave it. Some of these are the people that input some of these questions, they make mistakes. So I think I've seen this question. Yeah, I've seen this question in past questions too. And if I remember clearly, I think refuse was indicated to be a noun, but let me not say. But refuse, if the question I think is correct, is the same question. Refuse is indicated to what is it? Refuse is a noun, is indicated there's n beside it. So, but we are not sure. Okay, we are not sure. So let's leave it. Rebel or if it's rebel is second level, if it's superb. second syllable refuse, second syllable propose, second syllable. Okay, let's look at secondment. Secondment, orthopedic, oriental, photographic. All right, now can we attend this question? Choose the one that has a different stress pattern. Secondment. Okay. Orthopedic, oriental, um, oriental, photography. Okay, can you try it? Can you try it?
Yes, ma.
So which one is correct? Which one? Which one is correct?
I think it's photographic.
Okay. Why do you think it's photographic?
But oriental is on the second to the end. Second mate is on second to the end. But photographic, since we don't sense emphasis and it is a noun, so it's on the first.
No, I think it's secondment.
Okay. Why?
May I say secondment?
So yeah, why do you
Because
choose
second is stress on the second syllable, while others have it on third.
on the second syllable? Second syllable is COND. Is that what you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, that's have it on the third. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at it. Orthopedic and photographic. Did you notice any similarity?
Yes, I see.
A word that ends with ice is stressed where? A word that ends with ice is stressed where? Why should you stress a word that ends with icy?
In the
Second syllable.
Second syllable from the end, right? Okay. Now,
Yes, ma.
second syllable, that means the stress is on where? Let's say orthopedic. The stress is where? In orthopedic, the stress is where?
paid. In the
Okay.
PA, you be paid.
Okay. Then in photographic, the stress is where? Are
Graph.
are we all following? Are you still there? Why is there only one person that is?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The stress is on graph. Then on oriental, oriental, where is the stress? Where should we put the stress and why? Where should the stress be and why? Are we together? Are we there? Hello? Are you sure I'm still logged in? Hello. Chineke, I've been disconnected though. Hello, are you still there? Sorry. Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I
So,
hear you.
sorry. I don't know. I was still disconnected. God, sorry. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Sorry. How is this thing? Okay. Okay. We are talking about right. What last thing that I said? I don't remember. What
You
did?
asked us in Oriental which one is stressed, and somebody said in the EN, and you asked why.
Okay. Yeah. Oriental. Yes. Oriental is stressed on the EN. All right. Oriental is stressed on the EN. Then secondment. Secondment is stressed where is secondment stressed? Now you should know from the word secondment you should have second. All right. So where do you think second should be stressed?
On the first. On the first level.
Secondment. 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 Second. Second. Now if it's second, 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 is it an adjective? Oh, it's an adjective, right? Yeah, second.
Yeah.
Second is an adjective,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
it means to be stressed on the first. Yeah. So secondment is one that is different. I think secondment is the one that is different. Orthopedic ends with IC. Oriental is stressed on oriental. Even without even having any knowledge about stress pattern, you should be able to know that the one that the syllable that you spend more time pronouncing is oriental. All right, it cannot be on TAL, okay, because there you have a sure sound, so it cannot be there. We have oriental. So rien is where the stress is because you spend more time pronouncing it. And photographic, okay, we have already known that a word that ends with IC should be stressed on the second syllable from the end. All right. Are we together? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And this one has to do with, okay, ratify is first levels. Okay. Famous, two syllables, result, two syllables, and taxi, two syllables. So which one is correct? Which one has a different stress pattern?
Result.
Okay. Any other attempt?
Result.
My results.
Results. Okay, why is it results?
My famous. OUS is a suffix, so it's on FA. That's the is a noun, so it's on the TA.
I think famous, okay? Sorry. Famous is a suffix, okay? The stress is on FA, okay? That's correct. Then what else did you say?
That's the is on TA because it's a noun.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Then option C.
Result is a verb.
Result is a verb. Is it a doing word?
resulted.
It will result to something. Okay, if you use it in that sense, result could be a thing. Um, okay, it could also be a verb. But let's not use that. Result, result. Okay, we have re, a sound, and we have the out, out. You have L sound there. Result. So result. So all you have there is strong vowel sound in the second syllable, while you have weak vowel sound in the first level. Do you understand what I just explained?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I want to rectify.
Wait, we're coming to that. We're joining the class now. All right, ratify. Let's look at it syllable by syllable. All right. Ra has what type of syllable does it have? Strong or weak? Hmm? Is it strong or weak? The first one, the first
It's
level
true.
is strong. The second
The first syllable is long,
is strong. The second syllable is what?
weak. Why is weak?
Weak. Now, I don't know. I don't check the syllable, the ending words that I gave you people. Um,
Yes,
ty.
down to the end.
All right. So, that's anti-penultimate. So the stress will be where on ra. So the only one that has the stress on the second syllable is option C, which is results. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's it. Okay, we can go on and on and on. We have oh, okay, let's look at this one. Okay, it's postulates. This one should be very simple. Like I told you, uh, a word that ends in ate, where should they stress it? A word that ends in ate.
From the dot syllable,
Start from the end.
Yes, third from the end. Okay, so the stress is which one is the correct answer now?
man,
Option D. Good. All right, sufficiency. Sufficiency. Okay, a word that ends with CY, where should they stress it? A word that ends with CY, where should they stress it?
at the
Third level from the end. Third level from the end. Sufficiency. Sufficiency. Sufficiency.
Hey,
Um, Sufficiency. Yeah, third level from the end. CY. Okay, what do we have here? In this question, choose the option that has the stress on the first level. First level. All right. Circulation has a stress where? Circulation, where does it have its stress? Circulation, oh goodness.
at the LAT,
At the LA.
at the LA,
on LA.
Okay. 11. 11. Where should we stress it? 11.
LE,
Good. Oh, why? How did you get that? How did you get that?
because that's the only strong,
That's
that's the
an,
only strong
yeah, that's only strong vowel sound. Good.
syllable in
Yes.
a word.
Yeah. Good. All right. Impossible. Impossible. Where should you stress it?
In the POS,
In the PS. You know you should not stress him. All right. Is a preface, right? So your attention should be on possible. Possible. And C is weak. So stress is on and possible. When I say something is possible is an adjective. So possible is stress on people. All right, criticism. Criticism.
On TI.
CRI. So how did you get it? How did you get it? Because something I was avoiding because I would have told you that words that end with SM should be stressed on the fourth level from the end, but I did not tell you, and that's because there are a few words that do not obey this rule. Okay, there are a few words that do not obey this, but most words that end with all these isn't words, most of them are stressed on the fourth level from the end, but there are a few of them is stressed, excuse me, is stressed on the first level. Okay, now criticism. From criticism you have critic. All right, critic ends with IC, and you go to the second level, which will still take you to CRI. Is that not right? Like in criticism,
Yes,
let's say
ma'am.
yes. So if you don't just want to use that method, and you look at critic, you look at critic, um, critic has IC, so it will still take you to TRI as a stress level. So that's it. Okay, I think you should rest. Are you not tired? Because I'm tired. Should we?
Yeah.
You are right. Okay, I'm tired too. It looks like this now. And this. My questions repeated. Mm, okay, let's look at this one. This is the last one I'm going to look at. Oh no, I forgot something very, very important. Please, let's go back to this book. I need to teach you words that should be stressed on the last level, okay? Words that should be stressed, how to stress words on the last level. Words that end with OON, words that end with ESE, words that end with, let's look at it again. I omitted that. It is very important. Okay, let's look at it again. Okay, words that end with EE, okay? In words that end with EE, EER, ADE, QUE, OON. Please write them down. EE, EER, ADE, QUE, OON. All right. The primary stress should be placed on the last level. The primary stress should be placed on the last level. For example, we have decade. Decade. The stress is on ADE. Parade, manganese, cartoon, afternoon. Okay, the stress when you have OON at the end, the stress is on OON. When you have any of these terminations at the end of a word, please, the last level should be stressed. EER, EEADE, QUE like barbecue, OON. Stress the last level of that word. Did you get that? Did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I just remembered that. Okay. Now let's look at these words. Bachelor. Bachelor. Okay, to choose the option that has stress on the first level. Bachelor, condemn, afternoon, entered. So which one is correct?
Ma bachelor.
Bachelor.
Yeah, bachelor. That's correct. Bachelor has stress on the first level. Bachelor, um, bachelor can.
Asking.
Yes, afternoon is on OON. Entered, you already know.
Intact of
Yes, yes,
content with the verb, so on
yes,
the second one.
yes. Great job, great job. All right, I think with more practice, okay, just practice more on your own. Practice on your own, you master it. Practice, just practice, put more effort on your own. You master um stress pattern. So that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see you again tomorrow. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.